Hi, John Jesse with the Health Continuum here with another of our Success on the Continuum segments. This is where we talk with someone just like you and me, or a guy or gal who has made a change or changes to their lifestyle, which resulted in movement on the health continuum and sustained it over time. The idea is this provides you with an example, motivation, and a connection to a community of like minded individuals who are just trying to improve their health one day at a time, one strand, one change. So excited to welcome Steve Murray here today. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Let me give a little background. Steve was an engineer, received his engineering degree from the University of Utah and worked in the oil and gas industry for over 35 years. He had assignments across the United States and across the world, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Belgium. You have 2 children, 6 grandchildren, retired about 10 years ago. So, Steve, some people, when they're making this change on the health continuum, it's a thought or something they've been thinking about, and it's something maybe they just get moving. And then sometimes there's a major event that might move them. That was kind of your case. Tell us about it.
Yeah, in my case, I was a typical, didn't eat well, didn't exercise much, just kind of lived my life and fulfilled all the satisfactions that come along with it. And back in 2019, I felt something was wrong. Went in to see the doctor, sent me to the emergency room and said I'd had a heart attack. They immediately put 3 stents in my arteries to open up the flow again, and it became kind of an eye-opening experience, especially for my family, who obviously reacted with a lot of concern. Through that episode, I've had to change the way I do things, and I still struggle with type 2 diabetes, and was about 220 pounds. Through my re-emphasis on exercise and an improved diet, I've dropped 25 pounds, and I feel much better than I felt in years.
So, Steve, the doctor didn't give you some magic pill and say, here, take this, and you dropped 25 pounds and improved your health. Talk to us about specifically, let's talk about the movement changes and then the consumption changes that you made after this event. And before you do that, can I ask you, so if you wouldn't have gone in, a lot of people might have that kind of, and I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to, if you wouldn't have gone in, bad news?
Probably. Yeah,
So,
I even dragged my feet going to the emergency room because I didn't want to do that. And I was told that it was close to being the end.
wow. So one note from this visit is if you're feeling like that, get in, get it checked, and do what Steve did, which was be smart. Okay, let's talk about movement first. What did you change in movement?
Yeah, I knew that I needed to exercise. I've never been a jogger.
Or
The knees bother me a little bit, and I haven't ridden bicycles and everything else. So I just took up on the journey of going for walks. And I started doing it in the afternoons, and here in the St. George area, it can get pretty warm in the afternoons. And so that was a challenge. So I kind of found my niche of just getting up a little earlier and going straight out and doing a walk. And today I do 4 to 5 miles every morning, get up and walk, and it's really helped my blood sugar, it's helped my health, my strength, my energy, and just the change in exercise has made a big difference in my life.
Now, did you the next day get out and walk 4 to 5 miles, or I'm thinking you probably worked your way up to that?
Yeah, you're right. I'd hit and miss. I don't want to do this. I forced myself to go out. So, I started with a mile, and then it's plateaued at kind of like 3 miles. And I said, I could do more. It can only be better if I do more. So I've worked my way up to about 5 miles, and it takes me an hour and a half in the morning, but I feel good about it.
So a lot of people start out with that mile and they have those same feelings you have, and then they quit. People listening to this right now, what can you share that helped you push through that kind of blockade to get to that next level?
Yeah, it's boring for me to go out and walk. And so I got some AirPods and got into some podcasts, and now I listen to audiobooks, and I have them on the whole time, and the time passes quickly. and it's much more enjoyable by entertaining my mind while I'm exercising my body.
Got to get the health continuum on those podcasts. So you're listening to that. Steve, what a great piece of wisdom. You got to change it to make it work for you, which is what you did. So when it was tough, you found a little better way. And now is it something you even struggle with? I know on like today, I didn't get much sleep, and so it was a little tough, and I forced myself. But boy, it was exciting because guess what I saw up on that mountain when I was coming down? I saw a tortoise. I knew it was going to be a great day. And I live on a 40,000 acre reserve, and it's for those tortoises. You don't see them very often. So I knew this was going to be a great visit today, Steve. So then now, when you get up now, is it pretty much like brushing your
It's
teeth?
it's just routine, like brushing your teeth. I get up and put on my shorts and head out the door, and I do that 6 days a week. And I know when I go to bed the night before what I'm going to do in the morning. It's already in stone, so it's become a habit.
That is a great thing. So there's no decision that you have to go, oh, am I going to do it? I'm not. You just do it. How long would you say it took? How long, how many months, weeks, years did it take till you got to that?
Over a couple of years, has been an evolution of changing that mind frame.
So I'm going to say right now, anyone listening to this, I don't care who you are, you could get to this point with whatever exercise you choose. I will note, Steve, that there's a database of people who've lost significant weight, improved their health, and sustained it for over a year. And by and far, the highest percentage of the movement that they have chosen is walking. It's the most successful exercise known to man to sustain people over time. I'm so glad that you're a living test of that. Well, you didn't just change walking, you had to change consumption a little bit too. So talk to us about that.
Well, what I try to avoid is sitting at home watching TV and snacking. It's an easy habit to fall into. I like to stay active. The improvement in my health based on exercise has has made it so that I don't have to make a bunch of dietary changes. I still enjoy my hamburger, and I still think potatoes are the best food on earth. And so I don't, if you go by the books, I'm not the healthiest eater, but I try to moderate things. I don't eat enough vegetables and fruits, but I I think the exercise piece has gotten me to where I can feel like I can splurge a little bit on the appetite side.
That's terrific. Well, you can, in my book, I say you can eat anything you want, once in a while if you don't eat too much. There's nothing that you
Yeah.
should say you shouldn't eat. And we'll need to talk about those vegetables and fruits. We have a podcast coming up about the healthiest vegetable you're probably not eating. You need to watch that, and maybe we can add a really powerful vegetable piece to your diet. Well, as people listen there, I think we've got people excited now. I think people are saying, wow, he's just an ordinary guy. And look at him. He's excited about life. He's healthy. He's changed things. Any specific advice or keys if someone today now were saying to themselves, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go for this. What would you say to them?
Well, you just have to be stubborn. You have to make up your mind and do it. I take my grandkids on a cruise, and I do the hiking and the adventures that they all do because I want to stay up with them. I want to be a part of their lives. So it's if you just keep the big picture in mind, it's worth the effort and the dedication.
Thank you, Steve. And thank you for your time. Thank you for your efforts. You're talking about love there, my friend. And in the book, we talk about motivation. And the greatest motivation, from my perspective, is love for life, love for our family, grandchildren. And we want to be able to enjoy that life. And I'm so glad that you're able to. I'm so glad that you went in and listened to that noise inside you and that you made the changes and stuck with it. Congratulations, and way to be an example to your family and to those listening today. We're excited for you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks,
Well,
John.
this is John Jesse on the Health Continuum, just reminding you, one strand, one change today. What are you able and willing to do beginning today to improve your health one step at a time? Think about it and then just do it. Have a great and healthy day and week. Thank you.